Yes.
But there's been like Warehouse Wars going on right now as well. But then next weekend DTN, and then Supernova hits. It's like we're in a nice little
That's
stretch
the wrong
for
white guy.
Smash.
That's not Blast.
That's the wrong white guy with glasses.
That's Apple Reviewer.
That's Apple Reviewer. Interior Apple is...
He's been banished to
I
review
forgot.
apples.
Finally. Finally, he's gone. We got rid of him.
I mean, if you know.
Come back, Apple Reviewer. I miss you.
I don't. No, I love that guy.
What?
I love that guy.
I say I love Apple
Now,
Reviewer.
Blast
Amazing
okay.
showcase of the last failsafe. Like,
And Max Res as well.
and Mac,
yeah.
Apple Review's nice.
Say we got our next set. Of course, we got BlassTD and WebbJP stepping up. To give a little bit of spiel, we got BlassTD, of course, stepping up first.
BlassTD 2-2 right now. This could be a big, deciding factor if he's able to win this set to get into the top 32, especially if he's trying to get in on the winner's side.
In fact, he doesn't actually have a win on Webb. Yeah, so I think they're 1-3 instead, if I recall correctly, or 1-4 or something of the sort. He does have a win on Webb.
Webb,
of course, and Blast being number 11 on Philly PR as of right now. You know, again, like the Falco. He's the self-proclaimed best Falco in Philly. I mean, Falco being known as Philly being known as the Falco region, right? And being one of the only ones left, and they're 1-1, so you see that right now. BlassTD winning their last set 2-0, actually.
That's crazy.
So he's definitely very valuable. One of those, my favorite thing about like Philly PR is that like they don't travel as much, so they're very much hidden bosses. They swing under the radar. This is why I'm excited about this set and to see it, because I mean, no introduction needed. WebbJP, like you tell me about this guy. It not really doesn't much to say about him. He's top 3 in NJ.
Yeah. From how it shakes out, like the top 3 to top 5 can always like kind of juggle a little bit, whether or not like Tweak goes to a ton of majors or a ton of locals, or if Syrup pops off and like is number 1, even if Tweak is in attendance, if Jackal has a good season, if Webb has a good season, like if Pharaoh, Apple Reviewer now, I guess, like the Jersey PR can be a very fickle thing to manage, which is why I'm glad I'm not on the PR team.
I'd be so stressed out if I was on PR team. No, thank you. But
Oh my God, Blast, hold on.
Blast showing out very strong here, very little bit of a little Falco combo. You see it all the time. But I mean, WebbJP is no stranger to combos as well of his own. There we go, double upper, triple even in fact, but missing the platform, going in for a quad up there as a pickup. And now we're back to even. Oh, Needles.
I already want to show out. Blast attempted to shield grab Sheik Fair. He is already trying to start the game on layer 1, where Webb is like applies pressure with Fair and leaves himself open because he doesn't think people will shield grab him. But you got to play discipline against WebbJP, because all this guy knows how to do is lab out how to be as insane with his combos as possible and as safe with his starters as possible.
100%. And we're seeing it. I mean, honestly, a lot of the Falco recovery wrestling, the way he plays in general, is set up into a lot of Sheik combos. Like, of course, the needles arc perfectly to catch Falco illusion. You've got like the jump ins already, like WebbJP can punch that clearly with up tilt into up airs, the dragon with the raindrops. Right? It's a lot of times. It's like, well, Falco does have a lot of good, like potent moves that takes Sheik stock very early. It's also sets himself up to lose the stock early to Sheik. But like just said, like up tilt in the back or taking stocks at around 90. This is definitely scary for both parties involved.
But a little more so for Blast, if anything else. I mean, WebbJP is already getting set up for these needles. I mean, you have to charge them up now or a little later. But at the same time, if we get one more edge guard we saw in the first stock, it's going to be Blast's stock almost gone. And just like that, look, they're at 140 once more, trying to find the explosion on the illusion, but it's not going to be enough, as, again, now Webb is on the off angle, on the off end of being on the ledge instead of kind of being the aggressor once more.
Webb's blessing and his curse. He will try to be as optimal as possible, but sometimes that will cause him to lose out on some of the easy stuff. I mean, we saw a little earlier for an air dodge punish, went for bouncing fish, missed it when he had an up air or a back air that was more guaranteed and easier to connect with. As of such, because he missed the bouncing fish, though, BlassTD lived until 170, which is honestly the goal for all Falco stocks. For every stock against Sheik, if you can live until 170, suddenly you're gaining extra damage and gaining extra information to turn her lightweight into massive advantage.
Actually, a really interesting point you bring up, the dichotomy between these players of WebbJP has optimized Sheik to the highest potential of the crazy stuff you can do with this character. BlassTD has optimized Falco at the base level of, this is like, with the most basic options of up tilt with Dragon forward airs, with anything, this is how I find these the most consistently. This is how I take the stocks as consistent as possible. And that just speaks of how this game rolls on. We're seeing it like BlassTD is taking these stocks very, very early with just very consistent up tilt into back or up throw into up air.
A bit of needles going on, great Firebird coming on ledge, and will it be enough for WebbJP to find an opportunity? No, actually gonna be Blast, just getting a little bit of a straight down tilt there, but that's really all there is to it. Gonna be seeing Webb again, still in that driver's seat in terms of pace, in terms of tempo, and in terms of that damage output as well. Being in the driver's seat of everything is not what BlassTD wants to do, or wants to be in the middle of, and that up tilt could have really spelled defeat on the top platform like previously, but instead, it's getting Webb finding his own up air and sticking it out for game 1.
Harder than it looks, by the way. The rhythm between getting jab 1-2 into down tilt and hit confirming jab 2 into down tilt is harder than it looks. And Webb makes it look easy because he's applying this extra pressure. He's swarming, trying to get everything going from him at one time. But the rhythm to needles, jab 1-2, look for the shield poke, look for the hit confirm, and then get it, able to confirm the jab 2 into the down tilt, into up air, which is a true combo at that %. He's just so optimized, which will be interesting to see, like, if Blast is now, as you mentioned, like, much more streamlined of a Falco, trying to be very focused on consistency rather than the crazy punishes that Falco can be known for. That gives Blast a little bit more opportunity to maybe find some of these open windows, assuming that he doesn't fall victim to Webb's Vortex, though.
Yeah, Philly players today, we got to start attacking, guys. What's going on here? I mean,
there's a lot of mistakes today. Like, not
There
even
are,
across the board.
Yeah.
Pro controller interference.
These controllers going back into it, but the bounding fish going to be coming through, but definitely not going to be enough to take it. But does give a little bit of a bad taste in BlassTD's mouth because he is just getting completely run down by Webb over and over again. I mean, now we have only just broken the 50% threshold on Webb's stock. On that first stock, may I even add, but Blast, there we go, going for the Nair as a response to that jump up from the ledge. But then you roll back and get punished by Sheik back here, but there it is, returning your own back here. Now Webb is on the defense side. What do we do here for a recontest?
We're going to find the illusion there, not going to find anything. Of course, using that bounce push to actually get away from that. We're seeing Webb adapting really well to BlassTD, going for the classic Falco stuff, saying, okay, like, if you're not going to mix up, hey, of course it's consistent, but if I can just go for mix up here with a bounce push or anything of the sort, if you mess up your timing even just a little bit, and that's huge, especially with the potential for reversals on Sheik, and as Webb as a player, BlassTD's got to watch out for that.
Oh, Webb gets away with the roll on, and suddenly we're getting a little bit desperate. The drag down into the forward smash on that platform. Didn't even need the raindrop, just confident in the forward smash, connecting there and closing out the stock. And I mean, we're connecting with everything. This is a no jump on this Falco. Still no jump the entire time. The edge guard keeps going, and the game wraps up just after.
He's so cool, dude.
She's so good.
So cool. Webb, are you gonna listen to New York City anytime soon?
He was in for the last Xeno.
I know. He was really good. He got 4th place at that Xeno, I believe.
He might be the best player of all time.
He might be the best player of all time.
He's
Like, if not, he is absolutely one of the smartest players of all time. Like, every time I watch WebbJP, I am always floored by how creative he is and how easily he's able to apply Sheik to a lot of situations that look very weird or very disadvantageous.
I agree. And I think we can see exactly what you were saying, Mott, just in that first string, because it was seamless to go for fair into raw up air into IDJ fair to come down to the platform, reset back into center stage, and keep the combo going over and over and over again. He's just so seamless with what he practices and applying that to the match.
100%. It's the way that Webb uses the mobility to not only like see through the platforms, also get around his opponent. Like at that, like Falco prep, like like being right above him, you're gonna call it with up tilt, being right the side, you can call me with a nair or something of the sort. So being right, like, okay, I'm gonna float around here, stay a little bit retreating with needles or anything. The down tilt, of course, is gonna be outranging that up tilt. It's gonna be huge for again keeping these opponent on their toes and taking those stocks there at a really clean percentages right there.
A little bit of neutral being played, trying to find a way. I think Blast is just trying to find a way in, and Webb is just not giving it to him whatsoever. The instant that Blast thinks he has the way in, actually it's just a closed door, and now Webb is just, again, going right back at it. But there it is, the opportunity that I was talking about. Blast finds that back there at the very end of the day, and Webb just comes back from the Angel platform with a vengeance.
See, here's the thing about like trying to make upsets and make, especially doubly so to make comebacks. sometimes you have to accept like when one player is on a groove and might be playing better than you in that day, or in that game and in that moment. So if you're looking for more extreme scenarios or more risky scenarios, the best way to do so, at least in a platform fighter, is buy the ledge. Look for reversals. Look for greedy options off of ledge to take stocks at super early percents. Make WebbJP get overly aggressive and try to bring things down into the small ball game and with the around ledge, which is way, way more dangerous.
I think of the best situations that Blast has been in is where he's successfully baited WebbJP into jumping into him, to getting overextending, to going for a crazy confirm, something like that. He's able to take a step back here, wait for the anti-air him, and then recover, react, because Falco has huge hitboxes, and most of these trades, as Falco, you're gonna want to trade. There's one downside to Sheik is that she's not going to trade. She's not want to trade whatsoever, especially because her lightweight and the priority of her moves isn't that great. So obviously you're gonna be running with the Ezreal Falco. But here we go. We're finally on last stock scenario here.
Last stock on match point as well, at least on the side of WebbJP. So this can really make or break Webb in the sense of you win here, you move forward, you keep playing, but Blast can absolutely bring a comeback. And with the more games you have, this being first to 3, you have so much ample opportunity and time to make adjustments, just like Blast is doing right now. Kind of putting Webb's own game plan in and throwing it back in his face there, as you can see. Going to get the punish with the forwarder. There we go. Very well done coming in from Blast. And whiffing the up tilt barely, but thankfully Webb was not able to really get a punish off of that. So it allows Blast to continue having this lead that was previously unbeknownst to him.
I think there. Trying to find a down air in a greedy instance. There is the forward air to try and close out the stock. Couple of lasers looking to play around this ledge as much as possible, minimize the stage, and utilizes Falco's big hitboxes as much as he can. The dash forward into the forward throw, catching Webb with that shield discipline. Let's see if Blast is able to convert this. Not able to convert this ledge trap into a stock as Webb instantly finds a reversal. He needs to find this damage. It's just getting a little bit too outmaneuvered by Blast with a couple of these rolls and spot dodges. Finally, a throw comes down, but still a little bit far behind until that throw. Yo, okay.
Yo, okay. I heard the entirety of the venue scream.
I wanted it so bad.
Oh my God.
I was holding my breath the entire time. Oh my gosh.
WebbJP is absolutely tweaking right now. Looking to find some kind to close out this game.
There it is.
Falco up there, and it's going to do it. BlassTD hanging on through thick and thin, but oh my God, WebbJP, madman.
And I feel like all three of us touched on it progressively throughout the set. It's like cooling off a red-hot player oftentimes forces you to limit the game into a very specific circumstance where you know you have concrete advantage, and that is by the ledge, utilizing Falco's larger hitboxes to reliably either stuff out or anti-air and approaching Sheik either from the air or on the ground. And that's where Blast found a lot of success with Phantasms back on the stage, up tilts, and things of that nature to maximize his output in small amounts of time. As we go to a game number 4, Blast may have found a concrete game plan that will work out for the rest of the set. Just a matter of how fast can Webb adapt.
That's honestly the secret to being top players is just like pissing them off and making it. I'm so serious. It's like getting them to play stubborn. Like, there's no way they're just gonna sit here and not let me get my things. They have like one thing they're really, really good at. If you just don't let them have that, then suddenly they're playing aggro. They're just trying to find out any way, any means. They start playing. They start tunnel visioning. And if you're as Falco, if you make your opponent tunnel vision as Falco, you're golden. Literally, you're golden.
Falco's got a lot of good buttons like that. Oh, and the down air. Stubbornly coming down in order to try and find some big opportunities, looking for the 2-frame, but Webb forces him off with the wind box of the up B, and he just finds that simple conversion, up tilt into up air, and we go next.
There we go, dash technique sending Blast back off stage, and WebbJP was almost set up so perfectly to continue that offensive pressure, but I mean, Blast able to find that straight back here in the grand scheme of things and just bring it right back to pretty much more of an even game here as well. Not even even game, sorry, but a little more in Blast's favor. Yes, you're 92%, and thankfully, you know, Sheik not having the most consistent stock taking power besides, of course, things like Mito into Bouncing Fish that I feel like Webb might be trying to set up for, but unfortunately, no dives on either end here, allowing Blast to just get back to center stage relatively scot-free.
Webb is trying to narrow out a shield every single one of these Phantasms on block, and every single one has whiffed. He finds the up air to close out the stock. Webb evening up the game just like that. But Webb cannot be autopiloting some of these punishes out of shield. He needs to stay in the moment and, as you were saying, Momo, not get frustrated.
We're seeing he's tunnel visioning. He's like, okay, I want this one thing. I want to combo the crap out of this Falco. I need to find my needles and find something to get my damage up. So every time he touches shield, he's getting like, he's getting pissed off. He's like, oh, illusion touching my shield with illusion. I just need to narrow this, get him away. He's doing it again. Webb, it's not gonna work. And BlassTD has been doing a really good job of punishing Webb, getting complacent, picking up there with the down tilt into the forward air. Did we see a stock here?
Yeah, I like that word. I feel like Webb is being a little bit more, was playing a little more complacent, especially in the last game. And now it has suddenly just shifted so hard into BlassTD's direction here and advantage state. Yes, we get off the edge, we go for a down throw, and we get a little bit of extra damage onto Blast in order to maybe secure a second stock sooner than later. But you have to make sure you basically remain virtually untouched here before Falco just is able to put a nice little 40% on you. Nice intrusion coming in from WebbJP, but not for long. 106% on Blast still, and there it is. Another coming through the up air into the back air, gonna be enough to send JP into an uncomfortable 60%.
See, that was legit just angst right there. I find it Webb is getting pissed off.
He's looking for this stock desperately. He does not want to deal with Falco at high percent. He doesn't want to have to even worry about a potential up tilt into back air with Falco at max rage. He wants this stock to go.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, that greed might just be the thing that does him in. And not able to find the stock quickly. The needles whiff into the forward air. Webb just needs to play a little bit closer to the chest, needs to be a little bit more aligned in frame because he is not trying to get too greedy. Then things are going to fall apart even more than they already have the tech on the platform evading the needles into bouncing fish.
And that's it. Oh, I thought he was going to come back here.
Not quite.
Webb's just literally just playing like he's over it, man. Like, he's not giving BlassTD respect, expecting like, oh, how these things to work. When in reality, BlassTD is battening down the hatches, recognizing that, okay, he's going for a lot of these Hail Mary options, and he can play around it. And that's another Falco thing. Fun fact.
Stadium.
Fun fact.
Oh
if you do Falco up special under the ledge, it sends you into a tech situation 8 times.
Yes.
8 different situations. So you have to tech the very last one. 8 times. You know how small of a window that is? You only tech that if you get hit by it consistently. If someone at your local, you only tech it if someone at your local does it.
Ah.
You're only taking that if someone, or if you're like Zombo. I've seen Zombo tech it, but the second time I got hit by it. So.
What sucks, but also
That does suck.
It sucks, but it's also really good. It sucks at Webb because now you're at game 5, and you are you're on the verge of a reverse 3-0. But on the up end of that, Blast is about to get the best reverse 3-0 of his life. It's about to be really cool.
Don't jinx my son like that, please.
Chill. I don't think nobody.
All right, my fault.
There we go.
But that's how I do.
Wow, he didn't do Nair to shield.
Instantly feel better about Webb's chances just because you are no longer surrendering advantage to Falco. You're just like, all right, I have a punish here, and this is the punish. I'm going to take that. We're going to just play very strict, very in frame, very consistent.
Textbook Sheik. All you need. You're fighting Falco. Textbook Falco loses to Textbook Sheik straight up in the matchup wise. So if you're able to play fine, play patiently towards the ground, you're able to get back into this game. Seeing BlassTD again struggling because literally he's just doing the same. The Falco counterplay of get him off stage, back him off stage. Donkey Kong can do that. It's simple.
You're absolutely right, and I'm glad Webb has kind of kicked it back into gear for this game 5. But as long as we've been saying that, there we go. I know it's not gonna be enough for that first stock for Blast to go away quite yet. But the needles into the forward air. Okay, no, I mean the back air not gonna be enough either. Oh my goodness, Webb, please give me a nair, give me a back air, give me something.
Goes for the 2-frame on the vanish. No dice, soft hit a back air yet again. And sometimes this is just what Sheik has to do. Just not lose neutral for minutes on end in order to close out this stock. Typically, it's what's known as a dash attack percent for Sheik. It's like something you have to know. Every Sheik main has to know. Sometimes you have to remember what percent dash attack closes out of stock on.
Oh, no.
Where's my goat going?
Oh, thank God. That would have been so unfortunate. But Webb getting Webb getting way too overconfident. Way too overconfident, saying game's going to go for some nonsense, take that stock early, and SDs because of it. Webb just needs to get his head back on his shoulders, just play his game. If he just plays the normal Sheik game, if you just be normal, you'll be fine.
I really wish Webb wasn't so
good at the game.
No.
Honestly, it's coming to his detriment right now. The fact that he's so good at finding damage, he's overcomplicating things.
No, I just wish Webb in that moment wasn't so keen on making sure that Blast died there. If Blast made it back, great. If Blast didn't make it back, even better. But to try to secure it in that moment was a very big mistake that I think Webb right now
Oh.
is trying to make up for it. Thankfully, yes, we did get the spike at Herbox of that, but Webb comes back. We're at 32%. Wasn't gonna be too bad of a showcase anyway. But still, Webb has to be so careful in how he approaches and how his mental should be going into this game 5.
Webb is not connecting on any of these needle conversions as well. It's forced to play the long game against BlassTD time and time again, and a lot of times that's where Falco will be favored because up tilt is just such a problem of a button on top of things like nair and forward air and down air, especially being so potent. Yet more needles are coming down, getting closer and closer to dash attack percent, but the Phantasm into back air comes in through. A 2-hit combo, but man, is it devastating.
Looking for stock here. Has to be the patience, the empty hops there, illusion to catch him away with that wave bounce. Oh, again, there's still no punish because he's facing the wrong way. The punch there was a grab. Find anything off that note. Turns the needle again. Webb playing patient. That's what we need. Don't overextend there. Just wait for a patient option. Touch. Oh my God! Just get stuff in the corner. He's so fast. The dash attack. Not gonna do it just yet though. Max version is Falco. If BlassTD takes the stock here, he'll be in a pristine position right now.
On the back end of what we're talking about Webb being a little bit too overzealous, I think Blast is starting to feel that anxiety. It's starting to feel that anxiety about being on the verge of a verse 3-0 and starting to see it slip out of his hands. He's playing a little more desperately, playing a little more anxiously, and throwing out a lot of buttons that Webb is nowhere near.
Okay, this is getting into some scrambles, but 7-up smash, he chooses just to take the throw. But
He
there's
catches the jump forward.
smash.
We are in last stock game 5, guys.
Oh
my
the
God.
strangest game 5 last stock at last hit we've ever seen, and the run-up jab continues to work out for Webb. Oh, the tech roll in was a nice mix-up there in order to get away from Blast, as once again, Webb starts to establish a long lead. This crosses up, but oh, he didn't recognize the cross-up.
Down there comes BlassTD extending this advantage once more, deflecting that grenade out of there. Now waiting for WebbJP to get back on. WebbJP, the patience from Ledge, phenomenal right now, waiting for BlassTD to pick an option. Both these players playing pristine position right here. Nice air dodge to avoid that back air. Both players just playing so wary near the platform, and the nair and the bounty fish is going to do it, but man, on the cusp of 3-0, just barely missing it. Game 5 last stock, WebbJP takes it by the skin of his teeth.
Bro, I don't know what happened where Webb decided to lock in, but he locked in and he decided to clock out. He did such a great job of making sure that he did not let this game 5 slip out of his hands. He made sure that after that that action of XD that he didn't allow it to get too hit by his mental. And honestly, I can't be any happier with how he played. I cannot be any happier.
And I do want to give BlassTD his flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because
yes.
Blast played defense incredible, utilizing the anti-air hitbox of Falco up tilt, the hitboxes of Falco Phantasm, representing that time and time again off ledge to make Webb less likely to look for 2 frames. So wary about where Falco's defense struggled and where Webb's offense worked, to where it legitimately, especially in games 3 and 4, made Webb look like this jerky stop and start car, like as like an offbeat stick shift. Like he would start going and start flowing, and then the wheels would fall off, and you'd have to restart and look for something back all over again. It was only until that very last stock of Game 5 where the flow state combos of Webb seemed to really come back to him. But BlassTD's defense really threw Webb off kilter for a good stretch of that set, and good job of Webb to put things back together in the final moments before dropping that set.
That's the thing about fighting games in general, is that a lot of times when you play a high maintenance character like Sheik, it's really easy to kind of overcomplicate situations in your head, thinking like, okay, like if I'm playing like Donkey Kong, right? And okay, let's say Donkey Kong, right?
Let's talk about Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, he sucks. Okay, it's a perfect example, right?
Hey,
and
okay.
Falco illusions my shields from ledge. I'm like, okay, I grab, I back throw, I back air, me win. Right? Webb's like, okay, but technically I could do short hop into nair, find needles here, exactly positioned at this position, and then go bouncing fish, and then bada bing, bada boom, your stock is gone. It's like, well, a lot of times it's like, oh wait, I could just me forward throw, me back air. I could do the exact same thing. There's a lot of times where WebbJP just neglected the fact that there were so many situations that could have been avoided if he just did a simple option. Or like, he can do the crazy stuff. He can. That's why he plays. That's why he's top 3 in Jersey. He can do the crazy stuff. But a lot of times you don't need the crazy. If you're just able to just wind it down just a little bit for these situations that are just like simple to be countered, you'll be fine.